Welcome, dear listeners, to the Bytes of Magic podcast, where we embark on a captivating journey through the realms of technology and the supernatural. I am your host, MacBayne, and today we delve into the alluring world of paranormal devices, those enigmatic inventions that bridge the gap between the physical and the metaphysical. From the eerie whispers of ghost radios to the mysterious workings of Edison's spirit phone, these ghostly gadgets have long captured our collective imagination, promising to unlock the secrets of the afterlife and connect us with the unknown. In a world increasingly shaped by science and reason, the enduring fascination with the supernatural remains a testament to the human spirit's unquenchable thirst for mystery and wonder. Paranormal devices, with their tantalizing promise of communication with the beyond, offer a seductive glimpse into a realm that lies just beyond the veil of our everyday reality. Yet as we explore these enchanted technologies, we must approach them with a delicate balance of open-mindedness and critical thinking, lest we fall prey to the siren song of self-deception. The concept of ghostly gadgets is a curious one, a term that encompasses a wide array of devices and inventions that purport to interact with the supernatural world. From ancient divination tools to modern-day spirit boxes, these paranormal devices have a rich and storied history, one that is inextricably intertwined with the evolution of human belief and the march of technological progress. To fully appreciate the significance of these enigmatic inventions, we must first understand the historical context in which they emerged and the psychological and emotional needs they seek to fulfill. For many, the appeal of paranormal devices lies in their promise of connection with lost loved ones, a chance to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. In a world where grief and loss are an inescapable part of the human experience, the idea of a technology that can facilitate communication with the departed is a powerfully seductive one. Others are drawn to the sheer thrill of the unknown, the exhilaration of exploring the uncharted territories of the supernatural and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and understanding. Of course, no discussion of paranormal devices would be complete without acknowledging the skeptical and scientific perspectives that challenge their validity and efficacy. From the cold, hard lens of empirical inquiry, many of these ghostly gadgets can be explained away as the products of stray electromagnetic fields, auditory pareidolia, and the power of suggestion. Yet, even as we recognize the importance of maintaining a critical and evidence-based approach to these phenomena, we must also acknowledge the profound cultural and psychological significance they hold for so many. In the annals of popular culture, paranormal devices have long held a prominent place, capturing the imagination of audiences across generations. From the haunting tales of ghostly encounters in Victorian literature to the high-tech spirit communication devices featured in modern horror films, these enigmatic inventions have become an indelible part of our shared cultural mythology. They serve as potent symbols of our eternal fascination with the unknown, our yearning to unravel the mysteries of life and death, and our deep-seated desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. As we embark on this exploration of paranormal devices and their scientific basis, my goal is to guide you through the labyrinthine world of ghostly gadgets with a spirit of open-minded inquiry and intellectual curiosity. Together, we will delve into the histories and mysteries of these enchanted technologies, examining the evidence for and against their efficacy, and considering the profound implications they hold for our understanding of the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the physical world. So join me, dear listeners, as we venture into the shadows of the supernatural and the light of scientific understanding. Let us approach these enigmatic devices with a sense of wonder and a commitment to critical thinking, ever mindful of the fine line between fact and fantasy. For in the end, it is only by embracing the power of reason and the enchantment of the unknown that we may hope to unlock the true secrets of the paranormal and glimpse the hidden truths that lie beyond the veil of our everyday reality. The eerie whispers of ghost radios have long captivated the imaginations of paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. These enigmatic devices, which claim to capture the voices of the dead and other ethereal entities, have a rich and storied history that spans from the early days of crystal sets to the modern era of spirit boxes. The very idea of a technology that can bridge the gap between the living and the dead is a tantalizing one, a concept that speaks to our deepest yearnings for connection and our fascination with the mysteries of the afterlife. At their core, ghost radios operate on the principle of electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, the purported ability to capture the voices of spirits through the static and white noise of radio frequencies. The origins of this phenomenon can be traced back to the early 20th century, when the advent of radio technology first opened up the possibility of communication with the beyond. In the decades that followed, countless individuals and groups claimed to have captured the voices of the dead through the crackle and hiss of radio static, from the ghost orchid transmissions of World War I to the modern-day ghost hunting crews and their high-tech spirit boxes. Yet, for all their allure and intrigue, the scientific basis for ghost radios remains a topic of intense debate and controversy. Skeptics argue that the purported voices captured by these devices can be easily explained through the principles of pareidolia, the human brain's tendency to find familiar patterns and meanings in random noise, just as we might see faces in clouds or hear hidden messages in the grooves of a vinyl record. Our minds are predisposed to find meaning and structure in the chaos of radio static, leading us to interpret random sounds as the voices of the dead. Others point to the role of stray electromagnetic fields and interference in creating the illusion of ghostly communication. In a world increasingly saturated with electronic devices and wireless signals, it is all too easy for stray bits of chatter and noise to bleed through into the static of a ghost radio, creating the impression of disembodied voices and otherworldly communications. From the perspective of the skeptic, the ghost radio is little more than a high-tech Rorschach test, a blank canvas upon which we project our own desires and beliefs about the afterlife. But for those who have experienced the eerie whispers of a ghost radio firsthand, the phenomenon is not so easily dismissed. Many report hearing the unmistakable voices of loved ones long past, complete with personal details and intimate knowledge that could not be easily explained away as mere coincidence or wishful thinking. Others claim to have captured the voices of historical figures and unknown entities, messages from beyond the veil that hint at the vast and mysterious realms that lie beyond our mortal understanding. The cultural impact of ghost radios cannot be overstated, from their use in paranormal investigations to their portrayal in popular media. For many, these devices represent a tantalizing glimpse into the unknown, a chance to commune with the spirits and unravel the mysteries of life after death. Ghost hunting crews and paranormal researchers often rely on ghost radios as a key tool in their investigations, using the devices to capture EVPs and establish contact with the other side. In the realm of popular culture, ghost radios have become a staple of horror films and supernatural thrillers, from the haunting static of white noise to the sinister spirit box of grave encounters. These depictions often play upon our deep-seated fears and fascinations with the unknown, tapping into the primal terror of disembodied voices and the eerie allure of communication with the dead. But even as we are drawn to the mystique and intrigue of ghost radios, we must also grapple with the ethical considerations that surround their use. The potential for exploitation and deception is ever present, from unscrupulous individuals who prey upon the grief and vulnerability of the bereaved, to charlatans and hoaxers who use ghost radios to perpetrate elaborate frauds and cons. In a world where the lines between science and pseudoscience are often blurred, it is all too easy for the unwary to fall victim to the seductive allure of ghostly gadgets and the false promises they offer. As we delve deeper into the phenomenon of ghost radios, we must approach these devices with a critical eye and a healthy dose of skepticism. While it is tempting to believe in the possibility of communication with the dead, we must also recognize the powerful psychological and neurological factors that can shape our perceptions and lead us to find meaning and significance in the random noise of the universe. At the same time, we must also acknowledge the profound emotional and spiritual significance that ghost radios hold for so many. For those who have lost loved ones, the chance to hear their voices once more, even if only through the crackle of radio static, can be a powerful and transformative experience. In a world that often feels cold and indifferent to our deepest yearnings and desires, the eerie whispers of a ghost radio can offer a flicker of hope and a glimpse of something greater than ourselves. Ultimately, the debate over the validity and meaning of ghost radios is one that may never be fully resolved. As with so many aspects of the paranormal, the truth is likely to be far more complex and nuanced than any single perspective can capture. But as we continue to explore the frontiers of science and the boundaries of human understanding, the eerie whispers of ghost radios will undoubtedly continue to captivate and inspire us, reminding us of the enduring mysteries that lie at the heart of the human experience. The name Thomas Edison is synonymous with innovation and invention, a towering figure in the annals of scientific history whose countless contributions have shaped the course of modern technology. But few are aware of the great inventor's fascination with the paranormal, a curious passion that led him to embark on one of his most enigmatic and controversial projects, the creation of the spirit phone, a device intended to facilitate communication with the dead. Born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio, Edison's early life was marked by a voracious appetite for knowledge and an insatiable curiosity about the workings of the natural world. From his earliest experiments with chemistry and electromagnetism to his groundbreaking work in the fields of electric light and sound recording, Edison's genius was matched only by his boundless imagination and his unwavering determination to push the boundaries of what was possible. But it was in the later years of his life that Edison's interests began to turn towards the paranormal, a shift that was perhaps influenced by the loss of his beloved wife Mary in 1884. Grief-stricken and searching for answers, Edison became increasingly fascinated with the idea of life after death and the possibility of communication with the spirit world. It was this fascination that led Edison to begin work on the spirit phone, a device that he hoped would bridge the gap between the living and the dead. Drawing on his vast knowledge of electronics and acoustics, Edison set out to create a machine that could detect and amplify the voices of the deceased, allowing the living to converse with their loved ones from beyond the grave. The scientific and technological principles behind the spirit phone were rooted in Edison's earlier work with the phonograph and the telephone. By using a system of highly sensitive microphones and speakers, Edison believed that he could capture the faint whispers of the dead and transmit them back to the living. He even went so far as to suggest that the spirits themselves might be able to manipulate the device's circuits and components, using them to send messages and signals from the other side. Despite Edison's enthusiasm and conviction, the spirit phone was met with widespread skepticism and derision from the scientific community. Many dismissed the device as a mere parlor trick, a product of wishful thinking and self-delusion rather than rigorous scientific inquiry. Others accused Edison of exploiting the grief and vulnerability of the bereaved, preying on their desperate desire for closure and connection with lost loved ones. But Edison was undeterred by the criticism and controversy surrounding his work. He remained convinced that the spirit phone was a legitimate scientific endeavor, one that had the potential to revolutionize our understanding of life, death, and the nature of consciousness itself. In interviews and public demonstrations, Edison spoke passionately about the importance of the spirit phone, arguing that it represented a new frontier in the exploration of the unknown. Sadly, Edison's dream of perfecting the spirit phone was never fully realized. Despite years of experimentation and refinement, the device remained stubbornly silent, failing to produce the clear and unambiguous communication with the dead that Edison had hoped for. Some have suggested that the spirit phone was simply ahead of its time, a visionary concept that was limited by the technological constraints of the early 20th century. Others have argued that the very idea of a device that could communicate with the dead is a fundamentally flawed one, a product of wishful thinking rather than sound scientific principles. Regardless of one's perspective on the validity of the spirit phone, there is no denying the profound impact that Edison's work had on the popular imagination. The idea of a machine that could bridge the gap between the living and the dead has become a staple of science fiction and horror, from the eerie transmissions of poltergeist to the sinister ghost boxes of modern paranormal investigators. In many ways, the spirit phone has become a powerful symbol of our enduring fascination with the mysteries of life and death, a testament to the human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. Today, the legacy of Edison's spirit phone lives on, not only in the annals of paranormal history, but in the ongoing quest to unravel the secrets of the universe. While the device itself may have failed to deliver on its promise of clear and unambiguous communication with the dead, the spirit of scientific curiosity and exploration that drove Edison's work remains as vital and relevant as ever. As we continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge and understanding, we would do well to remember the lessons of Edison's spirit phone. We must approach the unknown with a sense of wonder and openness, a willingness to embrace new ideas and possibilities, even in the face of skepticism and doubt. At the same time, we must also remain grounded in the principles of rigorous scientific inquiry, subjecting our ideas and hypotheses to the cold, hard light of empirical evidence and rational analysis. Ultimately, the story of Edison's spirit phone is a reminder of the enduring power of human curiosity and the depths of our fascination with the mysteries of life and death. It is a tale that speaks to the indomitable spirit of scientific exploration and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge that drives us to reach for the stars and beyond. And while the spirit phone itself may have faded into the mists of history, its legacy lives on, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown and the eternal quest to unravel the secrets of the universe. In the realm of paranormal devices, the line between fact and fantasy is often blurred, a hazy boundary where the wonders of science and the mysteries of the supernatural collide. As we delve deeper into the workings of these enigmatic gadgets, we must arm ourselves with the tools of scientific inquiry, a keen eye for critical analysis, and a healthy dose of skepticism. Only by subjecting these devices to the rigors of empirical investigation can we hope to separate the genuine from the fraudulent, the extraordinary from the merely elusive. The principles of electromagnetic fields, electrical engineering, and psychoacoustics provide a solid foundation for understanding the workings of many paranormal devices, from the eerie whispers of ghost radios to the sinister spirit boxes of modern ghost hunters. These gadgets often rely on the manipulation of electromagnetic waves and the quirks of human perception to create their otherworldly effects. By studying the properties of these fields and the ways in which they interact with the human brain, we can begin to unravel the scientific basis behind many of these seemingly supernatural phenomena. Yet even as we approach these devices with the tools of science, we must also remain mindful of the powerful psychological and cognitive factors that can shape our perceptions and lead us astray. The human mind is a marvel of evolution, a complex and sophisticated instrument capable of incredible feats of creativity and imagination. But it is also prone to a wide range of biases and distortions, from the confirmation bias that leads us to seek out evidence that confirms our pre-existing beliefs to the power of suggestion that can make us see and hear things that are not really there. When it comes to paranormal devices, these cognitive biases can be especially dangerous, leading us to misinterpret the random static and noise of a ghost radio as the voice of a lost loved one, or to see patterns and meanings in the chaotic flickers of a spirit box. To guard against these pitfalls, we must cultivate a keen sense of critical thinking, a willingness to question our assumptions and subject our experiences to the cold, hard light of reason. This is where the importance of rigorous testing, replication, and peer review comes into play. In the world of paranormal research, it is all too easy for a single, seemingly incredible result to be held up as proof of the supernatural without any attempt to verify or replicate the findings. But true scientific progress demands that we subject our hypotheses to repeated testing, seeking to isolate the variables and control for potential confounding factors. Only by carefully designing our experiments, meticulously documenting our methods, and inviting other researchers to scrutinize and replicate our work can we hope to build a solid foundation of evidence for the paranormal. This is the path of true scientific inquiry, a journey that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to follow the data wherever it may lead. And yet, even as we approach the study of paranormal devices with the tools of science, we must also remain open to the possibility that these gadgets may hold the key to unlocking new frontiers of human knowledge and understanding. The history of science is littered with examples of phenomena that were once dismissed as mere superstition or pseudoscience, only to be later validated through rigorous investigation and experimentation. From the early days of mesmerism and hypnosis to the cutting-edge research into the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the physical world, the boundaries of scientific understanding are constantly expanding, pushing us to reevaluate our assumptions and embrace new possibilities. Who knows what secrets may lie hidden within the static and hiss of a ghost radio, or what insights into the nature of reality may be gleaned from the flickering lights of a spirit box. As we continue to explore the science of paranormal devices, we must remain ever vigilant against the lure of pseudoscience and the temptations of easy answers. The road to genuine understanding is often a long and winding one, fraught with dead ends and false starts. But by embracing the principles of rigorous inquiry, critical thinking, and open-minded exploration, we may yet unravel the mysteries that lie at the heart of these enigmatic gadgets. Ultimately, the study of paranormal devices is a testament to the enduring human fascination with the unknown, a quest for knowledge and understanding that has driven us to explore the far reaches of the universe and the deepest recesses of our own minds. Whether we are seeking to communicate with the dead, to tap into the hidden powers of the mind, or simply to push the boundaries of what is possible, these gadgets serve as a reminder of the incredible potential that lies within us all. As we forge ahead into the uncharted territories of the paranormal, let us do so with a spirit of wonder and a commitment to the principles of scientific inquiry. For it is only by embracing the power of reason and the thrill of discovery that we may hope to unravel the secrets of the universe and glimpse the extraordinary truths that lie just beyond the veil of our everyday reality. In the annals of paranormal research, few names loom as large as that of Dean Radin, a pioneering scientist who has devoted his career to exploring the frontiers of consciousness and its effects on the physical world. Radin's groundbreaking work has challenged our understanding of the nature of reality, revealing tantalizing glimpses of a universe in which the boundaries between mind and matter are far more fluid and permeable than we ever dared to imagine. At the heart of Radin's research lies a simple but profound question. Can human consciousness influence the behavior of electronic devices? It is a query that strikes at the very core of our assumptions about the nature of causality and the relationship between the observer and the observed. For centuries, scientists have operated under the assumption that the physical world is governed by immutable laws, that the behavior of atoms and electrons is determined solely by the blind forces of cause and effect. But Radin's experiments suggest a different story, one in which the power of human intention can shape the very fabric of reality itself. Using a variety of sophisticated technologies, from random number generators to Geiger counters, Radin has demonstrated time and again that the human mind can exert a measurable influence on the workings of electronic devices, even from a distance. One of the most famous of these experiments is the so-called double-slit test, a classic demonstration of the strange and counterintuitive world of quantum mechanics. In this experiment, a beam of particles is fired at a screen with two small slits, creating an interference pattern that suggests the particles are behaving like waves. But when a detector is placed at one of the slits to observe which path the particles take, the interference pattern disappears, as if the very act of observation had somehow collapsed the wave function and forced the particles to choose a definite path. Radin's twist on this classic experiment involves adding a human observer to the mix, a person who is asked to mentally influence the behavior of the particles as they pass through the slits. Incredibly, Radin has found that the mere presence of a human observer can alter the outcome of the experiment, with the interference pattern shifting in response to the observer's intentions and expectations. These results are nothing short of miraculous, suggesting that the role of consciousness in shaping the physical world is far more profound and pervasive than we ever dared to imagine. If the human mind can influence the behavior of subatomic particles, then who knows what other wonders it might be capable of? Could we use the power of intention to heal the sick, to influence the weather, or even to shape the course of human history itself? But Radin's research doesn't stop at the quantum level. He has also conducted extensive studies into the phenomenon of remote viewing, the alleged ability of certain individuals to gather information about distant locations or events using only the power of their minds. Using rigorous protocols and carefully controlled conditions, Radin has demonstrated that remote viewing is a real and measurable phenomenon, one that challenges our understanding of the nature of space, time, and human perception. Perhaps most intriguing of all is Radin's work on the so-called sense of being stared at, the uncanny feeling that someone is watching us from afar. In a series of experiments, Radin has shown that people can indeed detect when they are being stared at, even when the starer is hidden from view or separated by great distances. These findings suggest that there may be a deeper level of interconnectedness between human minds, a kind of psychic web that links us all together in ways we are only beginning to understand. The implications of Radin's research are profound, not only for our understanding of the paranormal, but for our very conception of the nature of reality itself. If consciousness can indeed shape the physical world, then the boundaries between mind and matter, between the subjective and the objective, begin to blur and dissolve. The old certainties of classical physics and materialism begin to crumble, replaced by a new vision of a universe that is far more malleable, more responsive to the power of human intention than we ever dared to dream. Of course, Radin's work has not been without its controversies and detractors. Some have accused him of peddling pseudoscience and woo, of cherry-picking his data and ignoring the principles of rigorous scientific inquiry. But Radin has always been careful to ground his research in the principles of empiricism, replicability, and statistical analysis. He has subjected his experiments to peer review and critical scrutiny, inviting other researchers to examine his methods and replicate his findings. In the end, the true significance of Radin's work may lie not in any particular experimental result or theoretical breakthrough, but in the way it challenges us to expand our conception of what is possible, to open our minds to new ways of understanding the nature of reality and our place within it. By bridging the gap between science and spirituality, between the objective and the subjective, Radin's research offers us a glimpse of a world that is far more mysterious, more enchanted than the sterile, mechanistic universe of classical physics. As we continue to explore the frontiers of consciousness and its effects on the physical world, let us do so with a sense of wonder and humility, a recognition of the vast and inexhaustible mysteries that lie at the heart of the human experience. For in the end, it is only by embracing the unknown, by pushing the boundaries of what is possible, that we may hope to unlock the full potential of our minds and glimpse the hidden truths that lie just beyond the veil of our everyday reality. In the early days of paranormal investigation, the tools of the trade were often crude and rudimentary, cobbled together from bits of wire and scavenged electronics. Ghost hunters and psychic researchers relied on little more than their own intuition and a handful of homemade gadgets, seeking to make contact with the spirit world through sheer force of will and determination. But as the decades have passed, the world of paranormal investigation has undergone a remarkable transformation, a shift that mirrors the broader changes sweeping through society and culture. With the rise of the internet and social media, the once niche pursuit of ghost hunting has exploded into a global phenomenon, a thriving subculture with its own language, customs, and traditions. At the forefront of this transformation has been the proliferation of high-tech paranormal devices, a dizzying array of gadgets and gizmos designed to detect and communicate with the spirit world. From the classic spirit box to the more esoteric ghost radar, these devices have become the must-have accessories for any self-respecting paranormal investigator, the tools of the trade for a new generation of ghost hunters. The economic and market forces driving this trend are complex and multifaceted, reflecting the broader shifts in consumer culture and the changing nature of the entertainment industry. On one level, the demand for paranormal devices can be seen as a natural outgrowth of our fascination with the unknown, a reflection of the enduring human desire to explore the mysteries of life after death. But there is also a more pragmatic side to this trend, a recognition of the fact that paranormal investigation has become big business in the 21st century. From the countless ghost hunting reality shows that dominate the airwaves to the thriving paranormal tourism industry that has sprung up around allegedly haunted locations, there is no denying the commercial appeal of the supernatural. For many entrepreneurs and inventors, the paranormal device market represents a lucrative opportunity, a chance to cash in on the growing public interest in all things ghostly and otherworldly. From the high-end spirit boxes and EMF detectors marketed to professional investigators, to the more affordable ghost hunting kits sold to amateur enthusiasts, there is no shortage of products vying for a piece of this burgeoning market. The rise of paranormal devices has not been without its controversies and ethical quandaries. Some have accused manufacturers of exploiting the grief and vulnerability of those who have lost loved ones, preying on their desperate desire for contact and closure. Others have raised concerns about the potential for fraud and deception, warning that many of these devices are little more than high-tech snake oil designed to separate the credulous from their hard-earned money. These are valid concerns, and they speak to the need for greater transparency and accountability in the paranormal device industry. As with any new technology, there is always the risk of misuse and abuse, of unscrupulous actors exploiting the hopes and fears of the vulnerable for their own gain. But at the same time, we must also recognize the potential benefits of this trend, the ways in which the mainstreaming of paranormal devices has helped to bring the study of the supernatural into the 21st century, by making these tools more accessible and user-friendly, by demystifying the process of paranormal investigation. These devices have helped to democratize the pursuit of the unknown, empowering a new generation of ghost hunters and researchers to explore the mysteries of the universe on their own terms. This is where the role of the media comes into play, the responsibility of journalists and influencers to provide honest and balanced coverage of the paranormal device industry. Too often, the media has been guilty of sensationalism and hype, of promoting the latest gadgets and gizmos without subjecting them to rigorous testing and analysis. But there are also examples of responsible journalism in this field, of reporters and investigators who have approached the world of paranormal devices with a critical eye and a commitment to the truth. By asking tough questions and demanding evidence, by separating fact from fiction and science from pseudoscience, these intrepid reporters have helped to hold the industry accountable and promote a more rational and evidence-based approach to the study of the supernatural. Ultimately, the mainstreaming of paranormal devices is a trend that shows no signs of slowing down, a reflection of the enduring human fascination with the unknown and the unseen. As we continue to push the boundaries of science and technology, as we seek new ways to explore the mysteries of the universe, these devices will undoubtedly play a crucial role in shaping the future of paranormal investigation. But as we embrace this brave new world of high-tech ghost hunting, let us do so with a sense of responsibility and integrity, a commitment to the principles of science and reason that have guided human progress for centuries. Let us approach these devices with a healthy dose of skepticism and an open mind, seeking always to separate the genuine from the fraudulent, the extraordinary from the merely elusive. For in the end, the true value of paranormal devices lies not in their ability to provide easy answers or quick fixes, but in the way they challenge us to confront the mysteries of the universe with courage and curiosity. By inspiring a new generation of researchers and innovators, by sparking renewed interest in the scientific study of the paranormal, these devices may yet help to unlock the secrets of the cosmos and expand the frontiers of human knowledge in ways we can scarcely imagine. As we come to the end of our journey through the world of paranormal devices and their scientific basis, I am struck by the sheer breadth and depth of the mysteries that still lie before us. From the eerie whispers of ghost radios to the groundbreaking research of Dean Radin, from the centuries-old legacy of Thomas Edison to the cutting-edge innovations of modern-day ghost hunters, the realm of the supernatural is a vast and endlessly fascinating one, full of wonders and terrors that defy easy explanation. And yet, even as we marvel at the strange and inexplicable, we must also remember the importance of approaching these phenomena with a critical eye and a commitment to the principles of scientific inquiry. For it is only by subjecting our beliefs and experiences to the rigors of empirical investigation that we can hope to separate the genuine from the fraudulent, the extraordinary from the merely illusory. This is the great challenge and the great opportunity of paranormal research in the 21st century. The chance to bring the tools and techniques of modern science to bear on some of the oldest and most enduring mysteries of the human experience. By combining the latest advances in fields like neuroscience, quantum physics, and artificial intelligence with the ancient wisdom of shamans and visionaries, we may yet unravel the secrets of the supernatural and glimpse the hidden truths that lie beyond the veil of everyday reality. Of course, this is no easy task, and it will require the efforts and insights of researchers and innovators from a wide range of disciplines and backgrounds. We will need the expertise of engineers and physicists to design and build the next generation of paranormal devices, the knowledge of psychologists and anthropologists to understand the cultural and social dimensions of supernatural beliefs, and the wisdom of philosophers and ethicists to grapple with the profound moral and existential questions raised by the study of the paranormal. But perhaps most importantly, we will need the courage and the curiosity of ordinary people like you, the listeners of this podcast, to embrace the mysteries of the universe with an open mind and a willing heart. The true magic of the paranormal lies not in any particular device or technique, but in the incredible power of the human spirit to imagine, to explore, and to transcend the limits of what we think is possible.
Synthesizers pulse with a futuristic beat, echoing through the neon-lit street. In a world where pixels and potions collide, Wizard MacBayne takes us on a ride through cyberspace and ancient lore. He opens every mystical door. MacBayne, the neon sorcerer. In a digital realm, he's the explorer. With a wand and a keyboard in a dazzling display, he's the wizard of the modern day. In the city lights, where the magic hides, he weaves his spells where the future resides. From arcane books to the silicon chip, in MacBayne's grip, reality flips. MacBayne, the techno mage. On the streets of tomorrow, he sets the stage. In a world of screens, where the spirits play, he's the master of the night and day. In a future of eras, both old and new, MacBayne shows us a world beyond our view. With every spell in the electronic brain, he crafts a world where magic and tech reign. MacBayne, the future's arcane guide. In this realm of wonder, we joyfully reside. With a flash of light in the virtual